I am in a different location today, and I will be working with Facefront to make one of his amazing videos, which if you haven't gone to Facefront's channel, please go check him out. He does videos with his action figures that are way cooler than they sound, I promise. And it's really fun. There's a whole storyline going on there. It's got Spider-Verse stuff happening, and it is a blast. Anyways, I'm here with him today. Say hello.
Hey!
And yeah, so I'm doing a behind the scenes on his making of his videos. So
Very fun.
yeah, let's get into it. All right, and we are rolling, and tell me what's happening here.
We are currently setting up for a Web Warriors episode featuring Spidey and his amazing friends.
Awesome.
Yes. Of course, we currently have our 3 regulars, and they are soon
There's the crew.
Yes, they're soon going to be joined by their miniature counterparts.
Over here, we've got the miniatures, and we've got web quarters. This is the official web quarters set. Oh, we need to take the Green Goblin screen off of there from our practice room.
Before we start.
Yeah.
The actual ring light is on, and like you can see it in your glasses, or even if you don't have glasses, you can see it in your eyes. You can see the ring.
Yeah.
I don't like that portion of it.
No, I've noticed that in other videos, and I'm like, wow, it's really bringing out their eyes, isn't it? So we're getting into production here, and tell me what goes on pre-production before you start filming.
Pre-production. Usually I psych myself out, get in the mood, get the required figures and the required accessories, and
I know this is a guest scripted video, but what's your normal script writing process?
a normal script writing process. I type until I run into a mental block. I put it away for sometimes days at a time. Then I come up with a brilliant idea and I open it back up and I continue my script. But this script for this episode that we're about to film was penned by none other than Eileen Nesson.
Nice. Well, that's me, so.
Yep.
Hi! All right, we've been reviewing the script.
Yes.
And we cleaned up a few things, and it's ready to go. So we are going to
start filming.
Yeah. This is your behind the scenes of Facefront. Yeah.
Yes.
And we are actually in a guest location.
Yes.
This is neither of our setups. So,
No.
ha ha ha, but we won't tell you where we are.
Yeah.
All right, tell me what's happening now.
Right now, the spider friends are approaching the web quarters and wondering what on earth this thing is. So I'm trying to put them all in inspecting poses. I got Miles looking up at it. Peter's got his hands on his hip like, I don't know about it. And I put Peter in the
Have
center.
Gwen scratch your head or something.
Yeah, she'll be a little puzzled. Like,
all right.
yeah.
And we've got some absorbent grass.
Yes. Yes, this actually is really good for grass. I really like this. Goodness, I spent way too much on that football field for episode 6. So I probably should have
It's a good football field.
Yeah, I probably should have used some towels.
I was impressed.
Yes, I'm glad because it cost a lot of money. All right.
So what would you say is the production cost for each episode?
I have most of the figures. The figures themselves are $20 a pop, but increasing to $25.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't they used to be 15?
There used to be 7 once upon a time, but then they went to 15.
So the older the figure you have, the less expensive it is for you because you already have it.
Yes, unless it's an older figure that I ended up buying later, in which case prices skyrocket.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, and we've got a tripod here.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a camera phone mount. And then tell me about this thing here. This is what you normally use.
Yes,
Our host is letting us use this tripod.
Yes, this is actually a Game Boy Advance charger. I don't know if kids these days even know what a Game Boy Advance is, but I just usually when I'm filming, that's my tripod. I just put my phone
stand.
in. Yes, and I prop it up with Funko Pop boxes when I need height. So
Very nice.
yeah. That's,
And was this a toolbox? Did you get it before?
Yes. This is usually I have more of these at home, and for my Marvel Legends, I just keep their like heads and hands and extra parts and pieces in this thing. Really, really handy considering that I used to use sandwich bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep. Oh, goodness.
All right. All right, I'm gonna stop the time lapse right there. How much have we done?
We filmed like a scene and a half, maybe.
And we are 1.5 to 2 hours into this.
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, true believers. This is my everyday life.
This is not my usual film thing, and it's very fun to try out.
Yes.
Creativity. Hashtag stay creative. We are having technological difficulties. Can you explain?
Phone's being stupid. That's why.
Go ahead and explain what happens.
Well, like, sometimes we'll film a scene, and then we'll end up with these white slots where the scene should be, and like, oh, it must not have gotten anything at all. And this has happened on some videos in the past, where I guess I'm just doing too much, and my phone doesn't like it. So...
I've never seen this happen before, but...
I should delete more videos.
It's a doozy. We gotta refilm some scenes. We've been going for a while now.
Just the one scene we have to refilm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had to refilm another scene earlier.
Yes, that's
But
true.
we caught it right away
Yes.
that time. This time we didn't catch it right away. We're still not done with the script.
We're this close, though.
So close.
So we're gonna
we've
switch
got
to
some
using
fun
this
parts.
phone.
Yep, so my phone is gonna film and then we'll airdrop it. Eee. Hello.
Hey there.
So we've been filming
Yes.
your behind the scenes videos. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration and how you got started in making these videos?
Okay, well, ever since I was a kid, I've been playing with my action figures, and I would always craft these stories. And, you know, I would start to play a little extra loud so maybe somebody around me could hear the master storytelling I was coming up with. But, you know...
and I believe at the same time your brother was doing the same thing with DC, and it was kind of a battle.
Yes, we actually had Spider-Man and Batman. They would team up to fight Green Goblin and Joker. It was crazy. That's back when... you know, copyright infringement wasn't an issue. But yeah. So I just carried that with me, and I never stopped collecting toys. Even when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, Mom, I want the 6-inch ones. Because those ones, they had the most posability, points of articulation and stuff. I could do things with them, as opposed to the standard, you know, kid toys, which we've just been dealing with for the past few hours.
That's what my brothers had.
Yeah. So, that's where I got my massive collection. And the question I'm asked the most by my family every time I get a new toy is, what are you going to do with all these? What are you going to do with all, like, I'm going to sit there and watch them collect dust. But then I was like, I can do something with these. And so I did I did Sam Says, and for those of you that know, Sam Says was just because Falcon is one of my favorite Avengers, and before he became Captain America, I didn't think he was getting enough, screen time, so I did my Sam Says.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah. So I did my...
left.
Mm-hmm. Sam Says to get more focus on him, and I'm like, I can tell stories this way. It was the first time I realized I could, like when I was a kid, do these stories, except I could reach a wider audience. And it just, from there, I started doing more videos.
At what point did you incorporate Spider-Man?
Okay, so in the early days, Spider-Man was like a face front employee. And he would, do the face front news flash and all this stuff. And so when I did the Falcon video where he snaps with the Infinity Gauntlet, I, at that point, decided, I'm going to do 4 spin-off videos to see the effects of what happened after Falcon's snap. One of them was Doctor Strange, and that's when Dormammu came in the Halloween fight, all that, the battle on Bleecker Street.
That was fun.
Yes. The next one was Spider-Man, and I was like, and this was around the time when Sony and Marvel...
I was about to bring that up.
Yes. Sony and Marvel had split, or were going to split. Spider-Man's being pulled out of the MCU. There was this big scare. And so then my mind went to, what does an MCU Spider-Man look like in a world without the MCU? So when I had Falcon Snap, I had Spider-Man get transported to basically a world without the MCU, a world without other Marvel heroes. And that's where... And
did you have any notion at the time of where the MCU Spider-Man might have been going?
No, nobody did. Everybody was terrified of what was going to happen. So I had no idea, but it turns out I basically predicted No Way Home because he ended up fighting the Sinister Six, which was comprised of all Sony-owned villains, which is a world without the MCU.
When No Way Home came out, spoilers, when No Way Home came out, and you saw some of the jokes that you used kind of rehashed, how did you feel cheated, or were you proud of what you came up with?
I was proud. Everybody in my comments were like, "Oh, you predicted No Way Home." I was like, I mean, it was a lucky guess, honestly, but I was kind of happy to see that the MCU quite literally went the route that I took my videos. Oh, yeah. Man.
So, you talked about your audience there.
Yes.
I know your audience grew a lot recently.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. What was that like?
All right. So, up until that point, I was like, happy if I cracked double digits on my videos. Honestly.
That's where I'm at. Where I've been for the last 6 years.
You'll get there.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
I make them for me. If anyone else likes them,
right?
It makes me happy.
But pretty much I was making them for me, telling the stories. Just putting them out there. Whoever liked them, and then I did Return of the Sinister Six, and there's probably no argument that Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character, probably the most popular comic book character, and so that was like the first Spider-Man centered video I did, and so I guess that got a lot of traction, and it just took all the way off.
Did it take off right away, or?
No, it was stuck at like 25 views for a very long time.
When did it take off? What real world events were happening with
I would like to say
cinema?
That the No Way Home trailer came, but no, because they waited on that No Way Home trailer for a very long time. Like, it did not come out till very close to the movie. I honestly can't pinpoint what had happened, but it just started getting the views, and I guess YouTube's algorithm was kind to me, and it threw it out there, and the Return of the Sinister Six is to this day still my most watched. Pulling like 1,000 watches on that video like every few days or something. It's yeah, that video.
How many of those watches carry over into the series that has become your Spider-Verse?
All right, so you want to know the thing? I had earlier mentioned that there were going to be 4 spin-off videos about Falcon's snap. That was the plan. The next video after Return to the Spider-Verse was going to be a Loki video. But there were so many people in my comments like, what happens next? What's gonna happen? Because the Spider-Verse showed up at the very end and they were facing off against Sinister Six. I was like, well, does he go off with the Spider-Verse? Does he? What happens after that? Return to the Spider-Verse was not my plan. I did not. But then I'm like, oh, people want to see what happens next with Spider-Man. So okay, I can. The initial plan for Return to the Spider-Verse was to be like little 5-minute episodes with each spider, but as I started writing, my mind got carried away and I created a whole new spin-off series.
I think we're all happy for that.
I do too. So that's that. That's where the Spider-Verse came from.
Yeah. All right. So, while we were filming, I noticed that there is a lot behind the scenes that we don't think about, and I know you've included some of it in your bloopers before, but
yeah.
What do you think are the 3 hardest things when you're filming?
Making sure that the characters stand up. I can't tell you how many times I've had them in a cool pose and I'm filming and I'm in the middle of a monologue and then they just so that's great. I find lighting to sometimes be an issue and I've recently discovered that I really like natural light, natural daylight. So if I lose the sunlight, unless I'm in the spider's nest, that kind of gets annoying because I have to wait till the next day to finish filming. So making sure the characters stand, lighting, and then the stop motion bits are fun, but they are very tedious.
I was gonna bring that up. So a lot of people call your work stop motion, but it's not exactly that. Will you explain how you film? Because we did take footage of it, but it was it was time lapse.
Yeah.
And so at that speed from that distance, I'm sure they could not tell what was happening.
Yeah, so most of the time I just, I'll put the figure in a pose, I'll film a little bit of them talking. Sometimes I'll have my fingers off screen a little bit and I'll move them around. But, yeah, I won't do, like, stop motion because that takes... Honestly, I don't have the patience for it. And,
I used to do stop motion with Legos in high school, and I would only do, like, 30 seconds.
That's all you can
get.
The
longest I ever did was, like, a 3-minute video, and it was a scene from Hamlet.
Oh.
Was it Hamlet? No. Julius Caesar.
Oh, man.
And it was a Shakespearean one. And it was the Et tu, Brute scene.
So yeah, you can probably attest to that. Stop motion is... I literally do like an hour of work and then I'm like, all right, let's watch this 15 seconds. I'm like, oh, great. Yeah. Wonderful. So, and
we'll see how long the video we made ends up. I feel like it was a pretty short episode, but it took us 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that was with 2 of us working and having all the voice acting done at once. Yes. Usually I have to send you the lines separate.
Yeah. It was nice having a partner work with me. Because usually these things are like all day affair. I'll set aside a Saturday and, do a video.
Yeah. Now you got it all done on a random Monday.
Yes. So good. Thank you for helping me.
Yeah. I'm happy to be in town.
Oh, I'm happy to have you.
All right. So, let's see. I feel like there was something else I wanted to ask you. Yeah. When we finish up this round and we get to this finale, what's next for Facefront? What can we look forward to?
Oh, the finale of Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So there are the rest of those videos I told you about. And then something big is coming to the Facefront universe. And Maybe there have been hints leading up to this. Maybe some people have been trying to warn some people about certain things. I don't know, but after we maybe figure out who the master planner is, after that situation does or doesn't get resolved, who knows? There's a larger threat coming, and it's not going to be easily dealt with. Oh goodness! I hope you all enjoy what I have planned next, because it's gonna be big.
All right. Well, I think we look forward to it. Thank you so much for lending your time, and
thank you for helping me with this video.
yeah. Well, do you want to do my outro?
Yes.
Thanks for stay creative.
Stay creative.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Da na 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 na. This is a blooper.
I'm Gwen Stacy. I'm the smartest student at Midtown High. I'm definitely smarter than Peter Parker. He's lame and not as smart as me. My hair's getting in my face. Oh my gosh.